Hello, my dear friends. Friends, I am Jyotirvid Pavan Kumar. Friends, let us in this video talk about surrender. Surrendering to the Lord, surrendering to God, surrendering to your over self. What does it mean? Now, to understand it, let me refer to the great epic Mahabharata. You must have heard this story that before that war of Kurukshetra, both Duryodhana from the side of Kauravas and Arjuna from the side of Pandavas, they both went to Lord Krishna for help. They knew that Lord Krishna can help them to win the war. Both sides wanted to win the war. Duryodhana arrived first at Krishna's palace, and incidentally at that time Lord Krishna was having a nap. It was daytime, but he was having a nap. He was resting, lying on his bed with closed eyes. Duryodhana considered himself very clever. He said, I will sit beside his head. So when he wakes up, he will open his eyes and he will see me first, not Arjuna. So he will ask me first. So I will have the better choice. Then later, Arjuna arrived there. Now Arjuna was humble. He was a devotee. He was a devotee of Lord Krishna. Duryodhana was not a devotee. He just wanted to have help. Just wanted to achieve his goals. But on the other hand, Arjuna was a devotee of Lord Krishna. He knew the powers of Lord Krishna. So he went there and humbly sat on the side of Lord Krishna's feet, near Lord Krishna's feet. Now, then Lord Krishna woke up, and it usually happens when you are sleeping, you sit up on your bed and then you open your eyes. So Lord Krishna woke up, sat, and he looked at Arjuna first. And he asked Arjuna, how you have come? Let me know. How I can help you? Arjuna said, Lord, Krishna said that then afterwards he also saw Duryodhana sitting beside his head. He said, you both have come and see, I want to help you both because you have come to me for help. So whosoever comes to me for help, I help. But since I saw Arjuna first and he is younger, so let me ask Arjuna. So he asked Arjuna, see, you have two choices. Either you can have my very strong, mighty army, or you can have my mental support. I'm not going to take part in the battle, but I can mentally support. So whatever you want out of these two. Arjuna, since he was a devotee, he said, Lord, I don't want your mighty army. I want you. I want your support in whatever way you are going to give. Because he knew if Lord Krishna is on his side, then Pandavas are definitely going to win the war. It was war of principles. Then he asked Duryodhana. Duryodhana was, mentally thinking, oh, this foolish fellow, Arjuna, good, he didn't ask for the army. So he was happy. He said, what Lord Krishna alone can do. Lord, I want your army, mighty army. if you give your mighty army to me, I am sure I will win the war. Kauravas will win. Lord said, okay, done. You get the mighty army. And I will mentally support Arjuna, Pandavas. So we all know that Pandavas won the war. This is the power of surrendering to Lord. But there are finer points to understand. Surrendering to God doesn't mean that you don't do your duty first. You have to do your part first. Pandavas tried their best to negotiate with Kauravas, but it didn't materialize. Now this also, let me tell you that this war physically, in the physical, never happened. It's just a story, a legend, to convey certain truth. And the truth is, it was not war or battle fought on a battlefield. Kurukshetra means the field of action, which is our physical body. And in each person's self or body, there is an eternal war which is going on all the time. War between the bad sense-oriented tendencies and good moral tendencies. Right? There's a war going on in each person's life. Right? So, Pandavas won because they surrendered to Lord. Now, Lord Krishna in Bhagavad Gita has emphasized on action. He has mentioned that you must take action, right action. Do your part well. And after trying your best, doing your part well, then you surrender to Lord. That is what is expected by God from all of us. First of all, in anything, whatever the problem, whatever your project is, whatever is troubling you or anything in life, first of all, try your best. Put your best efforts. Don't leave anything undone. And then don't wait for the results. If the results don't come, surrender to God. Lord, then pray, Lord, I have done my best, whatever I could do with my limited abilities. Now I leave it to you. Let your will be done. And then be humble to accept whatever comes as a result. That will be the will of Lord, will of God. Right? Now, see what happens. Now this mighty army, what is this mighty army? Let us understand that. Mighty army is army of righteousness, army of wisdom, army of reason, army of using your intellect and not acting under your undeveloped ego. Army of using discriminative powers, power to know, to differentiate between good and bad, take the right action. But since Duryodhana was spiritually undeveloped, he was relying on his ego. So he couldn't use this mighty army, army of reason, army of discrimination, army of righteousness. So Kauravas lost the war. And there is great power in humbleness, surrendering. So Pandavas won the war because they were moral. Right? Now, see, Lord Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, I must mention this. Lord Krishna has mentioned in a verse that there are 4 kinds of people who do not surrender to Lord. Who are these 4 kinds? So this is a shloka number 15 verse 15 of chapter 7 of Bhagavad Gita in Sanskrit. Na mam dushkritino mudha prapgante naradamaha mayaya pakartagyana asuram bhav mashrita. Four kinds of people do not surrender unto me. Lord is saying, four kinds of people do not surrender unto me. What are those four kinds? Number one is those ignorant of knowledge. Ignorant people. Right? Who are ignorant. They don't know what is right, what is wrong. They don't know who they are. They don't know what is the purpose of life. So they don't surrender. They boast of their own powers, right? Their ego, that they can do anything. And they are called palmer. The second kind are those who lazily follow their lower nature, right? But Krishna says, this second kind, those who lazily follow their lower nature, they are capable of knowing me. They are capable of knowing the divine powers, but they are lazy. They don't put their efforts to remove their ignorance through knowledge. No, they are so lazy. And the third kind, those with deluded intellect, who have doubts, right? They don't remove their doubts. Their mind is not pure, impurity of mind. Vikshepa also. Their mind is scattered, right? And the fourth kind, fourth kind, are those with a demoniac nature, right? So, these are the four kinds. People do not surrender. Now, incidentally, let me also tell you something which you may have observed about animals. Example of monkeys. If you see a mother monkey, then the baby monkey holds on to her mother. Her mother doesn't hold the baby. The baby holds on to the body of the mother. So the baby can fall. But in case of a cat, if you watch a cat, then a cat is holding a newborn kitten in her mouth. So it is the responsibility of the cat, because the kitten has fully surrendered, not relying on own powers because it is too small. So it is duty of the mother, because she is holding the kitten. This is what happens. If you surrender to Lord, after doing your part well, after putting all your efforts sincerely, if you surrender, then it is duty, or I must not say duty in case of Lord, then the Lord is responsible for taking care of your problems. Yes, it does happen. If you do it sincerely, after putting your efforts well, then you surrender. And after surrendering, you should not insist on having certain results as per your requirement. No, leave it to Lord then. When you surrender, then you should be humble enough to accept whatever the results are, because that will be the will of the God, which will always better for you, because God knows more than what you know about yourself. I hope this video will help this whatever I am saying in this, and you will understand the power of surrendering. Thank you for watching.